Hello and welcome to our fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Today we will discuss about the annual meeting of the Indian Academy of Sciences and also the novel nasal filter developed by the students of IIT Delhi. Besides, we will also discuss about the drastic effects of air pollution. But let's first take a look at the headlines. IISER Bhopal hosts the 82nd annual meeting of Indian Academy of Sciences. India-UK Tech Summit 2016, worldwide participation, discussions on collaborations. CSIR CLRI's Waterless leather processing technique, environment and human safe. IIT Delhi students developed safe nasal filters, new weapon against pollution. And in our In Focus segment, we take a look at the drastic consequences of air pollution and how to prevent them. And now news in detail. With the aim of taking a stock of activities throughout the year and facilitating scientific exchange among researchers and public, the Indian Academy of Sciences of Bangalore organizes an annual meeting. Now, in this series, the 82nd annual meeting of the Academy was recently conducted at IISER Bhopal. Well, the prestigious meeting saw the participation of renowned researchers across the nation along with research scholars and teachers. Well, discussions were focused on recent research and charting a future course for promoting science and education in the country.
The Indian Academy of Sciences Bangalore is a society of researchers across the country striving to uphold the cause of science. Towards this end, the Fellowship of the Academy along with academicians across the nation meets once a year to discuss the progress of science and chart the future course of action for promoting scientific and technological research. In this series, the 82nd annual meeting of the Indian Academy of Sciences was held at the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Bhopal, during 4th to 6th November 2016. The 2.5-day scientific meeting saw the participation of researchers and invited teachers across the country and included inaugural lectures of newly elected fellows and associates of the Academy over a wide range of scientific topics. The event got a head start with the presidential address by Professor Ram Ramaswamy, who spoke on chimeras and their significance, particularly in the biological systems. On the occasion of the 82nd annual meeting of the Indian Academy of Sciences, Professor C.N.R. Rao also delivered a public lecture on the topic, How India Can Be a World Leader in Science. The public lecture saw massive participation of students who were encouraged to innovate and pursue science for societal benefit.
I think those who are intelligent, smart, who want to do new things, who want to do research, development, who want to do innovate, who want to think of new ideas, I think they should take up science. If not science, I think at least do something similar where there is innovation involved. If they want to do that, India is not a bad place. I have done everything in India. Whatever I am worth, I have done from India.
As a preface to the meeting, 100 school children across Bhopal gathered together for the Academy Trust's outreach program for students, which comprised lectures by prominent researchers in Hindi and a scientific workshop conducted by Eklavya Trust.
Thanks to technological evolution, we today live in a fast-changing world. In this context, with the aim of strengthening scientific and technological collaboration, the India-UK Tech Summit 2016 was organized during 7th to 9th of November. Well, the summit was attended by entrepreneurs, policymakers and innovators of both the nations, and it focused on technological developments to address existing gaps.
With the common aim of building novel technologies to address world problems, India and United Kingdom will now explore new shores of collaboration. Yes, following a year-long planning and execution, the Tech Summit 2016, which saw the participation of thought leaders, businesses, academicians, bureaucrats, consultants, educational institutions and innovators across both nations, was held at the capital city, New Delhi. Over 100 UK companies across a range of sectors, along with approximately equal number of Indian counterparts from the private and public sectors and startups, were a part of this India-UK Tech Summit.
I think the Tech Summit is a tremendous opportunity to bring different disciplines together. Many of the challenges require a multidisciplinary approach to research. And by bringing people together from academic institutions, funding bodies, industry, innovation bodies, it's a tremendous opportunity to make new connections and achieve better results for the future.
The three-day meeting during 7th to 9th November 2016 was the first overseas trade mission following the Brexit vote and Great Britain's impending separation from the European Union. The summit is expected to be one of the most crucial steps in extending Indo-UK collaboration in the field of science and technology. The Tech Summit comprised parallel conferences on 5 themes, namely technology, higher education, innovation and entrepreneurship, intellectual property and design. The high-level deliberations, which saw the participation of Indian Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Theresa May, focused on return for investments related to futuristic technologies. The summit has been deemed significant by experts as both nations explores as to how their partnership across diverse sectors can aid each other in coming years.
Leather processing is a crucial area which still follows age-old practices and technologies. While these outdated technologies consume a lot of water and chromium, the byproducts of processing are often toxic to both environment and humans. Now, aiming to make leather processing safer in all aspects, CSIR, a Central Leather Research Institute, has developed a novel, waterless leather processing technique. The new technology, along with reducing pollution to a large extent, will also make the processing of leather easy.
Leather processing, perhaps one of the oldest technologies developed by mankind. While leather processing is a major source of economic revenue, the existing technologies pose tremendous threat to environment, in particular water bodies. Besides large-scale consumption of water, chromium, used as a tanning agent, often finds their way into water bodies along with other solid wastes. According to estimates, about 20,000 tons of chrome is discharged into the water bodies in India, an environmental hazard which can have serious consequences on human health. But now a game-changing technology by CSIR's Chennai-based Central Leather Research Institute may prove to be a step towards more eco-friendly tanneries. Yes, CLRI has developed a waterless chrome tanning technology, first of its kind technology to reduce chromium pollution load.
We have come out with a technology where, straight from the neutralized condition, we only do a slight modification, and then we don't use acid and salt. So that means one process itself we are eliminating, about 1 hour is saved in that. No salt, no acid. So directly we use chrome tanning, no water, so that means a dry tanning, and again 20% of less chromium than the conventional process.
CSIR's waterless tanning technology has multiple advantages. While it completely eliminates two processes before and after tanning, it also eliminates the use of water in tanning, reduces the total dissolved solids in wastewater from this process by 20%, and also brings down the usage of chromium by 15 to 20%, resulting in material saving. On the other hand, it will also reduce the level of pollutant in the rivers. While the novel technology has been welcomed by tanners in all clusters across the nation, efforts are also being undertaken to translate the technology globally, with countries like Ethiopia, South Africa, Netherlands, New Zealand, Vietnam and Brazil expressing their interest.
Most of us, especially those dwelling in cities, are familiar to the use of face masks to counter the effects of rising air pollution. Besides, we also use air purifiers to clean the air inside our homes. But these bulky masks come with their own drawbacks. Now, a team of students from IIT Delhi has developed a small use and throw nasal filter which is not only eco-friendly but also inexpensive. Well, the nasal filters are expected to arrive in the markets soon.
With pollution levels skyrocketing and the toxic smog shrouding the capital recently, stores saw huge lines of people purchasing masks and air purifiers that would help them breathe. The question is how effective these masks are, especially in filtering out particulate matter in the 2.5 ppm concentration. While the Indian cities reel under the grips of air pollution, a new nasal filter technology by students of IIT Delhi may bring a breath of fresh air. Yes, the trio team from IIT Delhi, Prateek Sharma, Jatin Kevlani and Tushar Vyas has developed a novel nausea nasal filter based on high-quality nanofibers.
We have developed this nasal filter. You can see it, I'm wearing it on my nose, which helps you fight against the air pollution that precisely Delhi is facing right now. So we have developed this technology up to an extent that we can cater 94% of the PM 2.5 particles with this thing. And we have used NanoFiber technology, which is our patentable technology. It's a very low cost material, it's a low cost product, and workability is 8 hours if not more.
It's very cheap, and so this is the main basis of the entire product, that we have to develop cheap products for the, so our vision is also to develop cheap products for healthcare sector so that we can cater to the entire population of India. That's our vision. So currently we are into developing these nasal filters that use nanotechnology. Nanotechnology has been in market for about from this 2 to 3 years. It's a relatively new technology, but our professor being a PhD from a foreign college, so we have expertise in that, and hence we have developed this product. So yeah.
According to its developers, while masks made of non-woven filters, sponges and blended fibers results in poor ventilation and cannot effectively filter out particulate matter, the new nasal filter made of multi-micron mesh of breathable nanofibers increases the number of pores per unit area and leads to lesser air resistance and lower pressure drop. Unlike the normal filters, this first-of-its-kind nasal filter is self-adhesive, designed to stick to the user's nasal orifice and restrict the entry of foreign particulate matter. What is more, this safe and use-and-throw product can be worn as long as 24 hours in both extreme hot and cold environments. The filter might be available for about 4 rupees per day, and the product is likely to be launched in January 2017.
time now for a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor.
St. Thomas Basilica. One of the world's 3 churches that is built over the Tomb of Apostles. St. Thomas was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ who brought Christianity to India. With an underground tomb where the remains of St. Thomas are laid, this magnificent basilica is of Gothic architecture. The stained glass of the church depicts some divine moments of St. Thomas's life. In 2006, this church was conferred with the status of National Shrine.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
With the aim of encouraging original technologies, ideas and innovations by children up to class 12 or those out of school up to the age of 17 years, the National Innovation Foundation has instituted the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Ignite Award for young students. In this context, the winners of the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Ignite Awards 2016 recently received their awards from the Honorable President Shri Pranab Mukherjee. This year, a total of 31 students across the nation were awarded for their innovative ideas. Addressing the first International Agro-Biodiversity Congress in New Delhi, on 6th November, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi stressed upon the need of research in the field of agro-biodiversity and called upon all the nations to collaborate in this field to ensure global food, nutrition and environment security. The 4-day conference aimed at discussions on the conservation of genetic resources saw the participation of about 900 delegates from 60 countries. The conference was organized by the Indian Society of Plant Genetic Resources and Biodiversity International.
Every year, air pollution levels increase after Diwali. But recently, air pollution in its most monstrous form engulfed the city of Delhi NCR and wreaked havoc on citizens' health. Schools were closed and citizens were warned against leaving their homes. While after many days of panic, the city is returning back to normal slowly, the future remains bleak. How safe is our future from the drastic consequences of air pollution, and what remains to be done to control this alarming situation? Well, we will discuss this issue in detail with an esteemed guest who will join us in a studio in a short while. But let us see this report first.
The capital city in recent days was in a state of panic. Air pollution in its most monstrous form shrouded the city and nearby areas, wreaking havoc. The city, along with many neighboring states, remained concealed in toxic smog for many days, with levels of particulate matter like 2.5 and 10 far exceeding the acceptable levels. The skyrocketing air pollution levels broke the record of past 17 years. The drop in temperature leading to increase in moisture in air and slowing of winds prevents the dispersal of pollutants, causing smog laden with pollutants being static is harmful to human health. There are many such factors which collectively contribute to air pollution. But the more important question is, how do we deal with these factors and mitigate the harmful effects?
All right, let's discuss the alarming pollution levels in Delhi NCR region. We have with us in our studio today Mr. Sumit Sharma, who is a fellow at TERI Delhi. Mr. Sharma, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Mr. Sharma, we all know that pollution is a big issue in most metropolis of the world, especially in polluted nation like ours. But the cover of smog on the city this year has made headlines worldwide. So what are the causes of such massive scale of air pollution?
Look, we have to see this problem in totality. If you see the levels generally in Delhi, they are, extremely high. You see the year-round air pollution concentrations, they are almost 3 to 4 times higher than the prescribed standards and almost 10 times higher than the prescribed WHO guidelines, which shows that, we are breathing air quality, which is not for human health almost all across the year, and it is severely high during winters. Now, what happened during this episode of pollution? There were additional 3 factors. You had agricultural burning happening in neighboring states. You had the festival of Diwali, which contributed to emissions in the forms of cracker burning. And then the meteorological adversity during this phase of time was so that it didn't allow the pollution to disperse. And, pollution was not able to disperse either horizontally or vertically. And it was standing still in this small region. And that led to very high concentrations of pollution.
All right. And this toxic air and the city's worst smog that you were mentioning in nearly 17 years have also sparked concerns of health hazards among citizens. So what could be its immediate and long-term bad effects?
Look, as I said, air quality is not is only bad during one episode. It's generally bad in the city of Delhi.
Yes.
And it can really have very long-term and short-term effects on human health. There could be effects on respiratory systems. There could be impacts on cardiovascular systems of the body. And some of the pollutants have the potential to cause cancers in human body. And then there are so many other researches which are going on, which are telling us that there are so many other diseases which can be linked to high air pollution concentrations.
All right. Sir, now Delhi government has announced some immediate measures to tackle pollution like a ban on firecrackers, also deregistration of old diesel vehicles. There's also talk of sprinkling water by using helicopters. So what else can be done?
Look, all these are emergency response measures. We have woken up only when the pollution levels went up really high.
Yeah.
We have to have medium to long-term air quality management plan in place, and that too at a regional scale. Doing things only in Delhi is not going to work. And I really welcome the orders of NGT, which came out yesterday, which clearly said that, this is a multi-scale problem. This is a regional scale problem. And all the state governments, the central ministries have to sit together and make an air quality management plan on scientific evidences to solve this problem. And there are so many things which can be done. If you talk about transport, at the central level, the implementation of the recently notified BS6 standards is a must for long-term air quality improvement. The strengthening of inspection and maintenance can be done. A move from the road transport to the other more efficient options like rail and inland transport is an option there. And then, if you talk about state governments, they have to enforce bans on refuse burnings, on agricultural burning. And this agricultural burning, I think the solution lies in a sustainable business model. What you can do is you can buy the residues from these farmers and then put it into technologies which can convert the residues into useful forms of energy. And there is a good payback of it, and it's just about the will to put these technologies in place and get rid of this pollution.
Right. So this is what the government needs to do. But what are the responsibilities for common public? What should the people like you and I should do basically so that, we can do our bit?
So look, the broad philosophy is avoid, shift and improve. You have to avoid an energy use if it is possible. Can you avoid a trip? Can you really do your stuff through virtual mobility? If you cannot avoid, then you have to shift to more efficient and clean options. So, you know, if you really have to make a trip, can you move to an option like public transport? And then again, the role of the government becomes important in providing safe and reliable transport. Now, the third thing is, if you cannot avoid, if you cannot shift, can you move to a technology which is the most improved one? Can you move to a car which is the most efficient in the market and which is giving you the least amount of emissions?
Absolutely. So it is not only the government, but the common people also need to do their bit. And now the Supreme Court has also stepped in. It has now asked the centre to devise a concrete pollution management plan in Delhi. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for your valuable inputs on that story. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week, same time on Rajya Sabha TV. Thanks for watching.